Doctor, I do not have diabetes. I only have pre-diabetes. My blood sugar is only borderline high. Why are you still urging me to change my lifestyle habits? This is something I hear very often in my clinic. And I would like to tackle this question in this episode of the Daily Dose. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I am Dr. Chan. I am a medical doctor from Singapore. I started this YouTube channel, The Habits Doctor, because I hope that through my videos, I would be able to motivate and activate people to take action to unlock the power of habits for health and life, especially in combating lifestyle-related chronic conditions such as diabetes. The topic of today's episode of the Daily Dose is this: pre-diabetes. Lifestyle habits change is imperative. This is part of a series of videos on diabetes, lifestyle and eating habits that I have done. If you want to also watch the other videos in this series, you can click the link above. I shall also leave a link to that diabetes, lifestyle and eating habits playlist in the description section below. In this video, I do not intend to cover the science, the educational aspects of pre-diabetes, whether it is about the diagnosis, the progression, etc. Because there is no lack of resources online, including on YouTube with regards to that. Instead, I would like to focus on the one aspect of pre-diabetes that is often neglected and which is critical to preventing, combating diabetes successfully. And that is the mindset, the attitude towards pre-diabetes. Most people, when first told that they have pre-diabetes, often take it too lightly. Some might even brush it off. What do I mean by that? Perhaps I can explain that better by inviting you to imagine. To imagine that you had gone to see the doctor to screen for diabetes. And when the blood test results are back and your doctor says to you, you have a higher than normal blood sugar level, it is not high enough to be considered as diabetes. It is at what we call the pre-diabetes range. So, what would your response be if your doctor had told you this? Does this call for a celebration, or is this a call to action? Will you breathe a sigh of relief and say, this call for a celebration because I do not have diabetes? Or would you see this as a call to action to make the necessary lifestyle and eating habits changes to prevent and retard the progression to diabetes? What is your answer? Let me put it to you again. The question I'm posing to you is this: if you had been worried about diabetes for whatever reasons, and you had gone to see a doctor to check if you have diabetes, and after doing the necessary tests, the doctor tells you you do not have diabetes, but your blood sugar is higher than normal, it is at the pre-diabetes range. Do you see it as a cause for celebration because you do not have diabetes as you had feared, although your blood glucose was higher than normal? Or do you see it as a call to action to start making lifestyle and eating habits change? What is your answer? Why don't you type the answer in the comments section below? Commit yourself. If you were in that position, your doctor told you that you have pre-diabetes, although it is not in the diabetes range yet, your blood glucose is higher than normal. What would be your answer? Type in the answer, your response in the comments section below. My answer? The answer should be both. It is a cause for celebration, and you should be thankful that you have detected this blood sugar problem relatively early. But please don't stop there. You must also see it as a call to action to do whatever you can in terms of lifestyle and eating habits change to prevent and retard the progression to diabetes. But sadly, most people with pre-diabetes tend to be complacent and do not take pre-diabetes seriously enough. In fact, most people with pre-diabetes tend to, whether consciously or subconsciously, try to play down the fact that they have pre-diabetes. And whenever they are asked whether they have diabetes, would often emphatically reply, "No, I do not have diabetes. My blood sugar is only a little bit high, just borderline high." Perhaps it is a desire of not wanting to have this label of diabetes. Or maybe it is just ignorance. Ignorance about what pre-diabetes actually means. But pre-diabetes is a big deal, and it would become an even bigger deal if one is to ignore it and not make the necessary lifestyle and eating habits change. I often share this analogy with my patients with pre-diabetes. I would say to them, imagine if your child, who had all along been doing reasonably well in school, come back from school one day with a report card showing a borderline pass grade for one of the subjects. Would you see that as a call for celebration, or would you see that as a call to action for your child to do something to improve on that subject? Many people, when diagnosed with pre-diabetes, would be told by their doctors to make changes to the lifestyle and eating habits. But how many would actually do so? And even amongst those who do, how many would actually do so adequately? Pre-diabetes is a big deal, and it would become an even bigger deal if it is not taken seriously and no action is taken to change and improve one's lifestyle and eating habits. Because then the risk of progression to diabetes and the development of diabetes complications is going to be very high. Perhaps it is more helpful for people with pre-diabetes to see it as early diabetes or mild diabetes, even though their blood sugar have not yet crossed the level to be labeled as to be officially diagnosed as diabetes. But at the same time, one can still and should see it positively, to see it as a blessing, to have found out relatively early enough about their issue with blood sugar, early enough for them to still have the chance to take action, to make the necessary lifestyle and eating habits changes to prevent and retard the progression to diabetes. Being diagnosed with pre-diabetes should be seen as a wake-up call, a call to action to work closely with your doctor and your medical team and make the necessary lifestyle habits change to keep diabetes at bay. If you have pre-diabetes, I hope you have found this video useful, and if you had been complacent, I hope this video would wake you up from that complacency. If there are people you know who also have pre-diabetes, you might want to share this video with them. As I shared earlier, if you want to also watch the other videos in this diabetes lifestyle and eating habits playlist, you can click on the link above. I shall also leave the link in the description section below. Before you go, if you have not already done so, you might want to hit the subscribe button and notification bell below to be updated whenever I post new videos. So that's all for this episode of the Daily Dose. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Let's unlock the power of habits. One habit, one dose at a time. So till the next episode of the Daily Dose, take care and have a blessed day.